We were asking for records for Bruce Orr, communications with Nellie Orr and things like that. And we had received a bunch of documents. These are the documents that showed that Bruce Orr remained in regular contact with Christopher Steele, had 60 or so communications. Christopher Steele, the Clinton spy. You know, that boring lawsuit that exposed that the Justice Department was colluding with Clinton agent Christopher Steele in 2017, despite the fact that the FBI fired Steele. And by the way, the FBI was happy to have the DOJ collude because they then laundered it through the DOJ back to the FBI as part of this Get Trump effort. Judicial Watch exposed that. And it also exposed that Nellie Orr, who was working with Christopher Steele at Fusion GPS hired Steele on behalf of the Clinton DNC operation. Nellie Orr was communicating with the DOJ so much she might as well have had a desk there. It's so bad that her testimony was to Congress suggesting that she really wasn't talking to anyone about this stuff was called into question. There's a criminal referral thanks to Judicial Watch's FOIA request and lawsuit getting information. But we get hundreds of pages of documents. We try to go through them, highlight the important ones. But one of the reasons we put them up on the internet is so that everyone else can look at them. And of course, we just keep on looking at them as well because there's always something new and interesting to be found. So of the documents we previously released, we found something else just buried at the back. And it was an email from Nellie Orr sent back to Bruce. Subject, Ray, analyst, Russia, organized crime, April 16th. Nellie Orr writes Bruce Orr, April 20th, 2016. Thanks. I'm deleting these emails now. Whoa. What emails was she deleting? Doesn't say. The subject line gives us an idea, but that doesn't mean it's what it is. They could be emails related to the Attorney General's investigation or the IG investigation. The subject line references, at least indirectly, communications between Bruce Orr and Lisa Holton, who worked with Bruce Orr, who was a regular correspondent with Nellie and Stefan Bress, first secretary of the German embassy. They're talking about Russia influence operations in Europe, giving out names and other details of German analysts. So I don't know if this is what they wanted to delete. This occurred again, April 2016, around the time things started heating up in terms of targeting then candidate Trump, which raises the issue whether this is relevant. Anytime you see, though, government emails being destroyed, you have to ask why. And whether it's relevant or not, the fact that government emails are being destroyed is problematic legally as it is. In fact, the court in this case may want to know what went on. Again, this is Judicial Watch uncovering this, not Congress, not the media. Hillary Clinton, we had done a Freedom of Information Act request and lawsuit about the sham investigation of her email practices, the FBI investigation under Comey and DOJ investigation under Loretta Lynch. And this one, this lawsuit sought documents about, the lawsuit that generated the document that's of interest to us was for basically the investigative file, as best we were able to get from the FBI. And they've been releasing these investigative files up on the internet. The two lawsuits to us, I guess. No, one lawsuit. U.S. Justice Department, Judicial Watch versus Justice Department. We filed this back in January 2018. So they've been releasing the documents in dribs and drabs. So the documents show that 3 days after then FBI Director James Comey's press conference announcing that he would not recommend a prosecution of Mrs. Clinton, a July 8, 2016 email chain shows that Special Counsel of the FBI's Executive Assistant Director in charge of the National Security Branch, names redacted, wrote to Strzok and others Oh, this isn't a lawsuit for the FBI investigative file. This is a lawsuit for Peter Strzok, Lisa Page emails. Even better. So this National Security Branch official writes to Strzok that he was producing a chart of the statutory violations considered during the investigation of Clinton's server and the reasons for the recommendations not to prosecute. Where is this chart? And you can read the material, and we'll link up to the press releases on our website at judicialwatch.org. You go to the releases, you can find them. And finally, someone writes to Strzok, I'm really not sure why they continued working on these points. In the morning, I'll make sure Andy McCabe tells another FBI official to keep these in his pocket. Lisa Page replies, yes, agreed, this is not a good idea. So here we've got evidence of the FBI, quote, keeping in its pocket a chart of possible crimes Hillary Clinton committed, and I'm sure the weak reasons they decided not to prosecute her. And the FBI, this is what I love about this story, is the FBI, like, the bureaucracy it is, the machine keeps turning. So they're like, look, Comey already shut it down. Why are we writing more material about her crimes? Keep it in your pocket. So Judicial Watch just sued for these documents. I mean, this shows you why our work is so important and why, frankly, our expertise is so important. And I can't give enough credit to our investigators and lawyers, because you get these documents and you got to see, A, why they're important, and then recognize, well, we have to get them, and then ask for them again and sue for them again because of the cover-up operation that is the FBI's approach to FOIA. And I have to say something about the director of the FBI, Director Wray. I was critical of him on Lou Dobbs. I was critical of him the other day, and the president's been retweeting my critiques of Wray, which suggests that he agrees with them. The FBI is taking the legal position that they shouldn't have to search for text messages of FBI officials, even though they have them, even though we can give them search terms. So they have all the text messages, and they think they're not subject to FOIA. So this protects Andrew McCabe, James Comey, Lisa Page, Peter Strzok, all the rest. And we know they're there. We're representing Jeffrey Danek, a retired senior guy at the FBI. He knows where all the agency records are. He worked there. He knows how the agencies run. It's not a state secret. But they don't want to give them to us. And Director Wray, he needs to step up and stop this stonewalling and obstruction. And this is why I get so heated and excited, because I don't like this corruption. I don't like the stonewalling. And frankly, the Attorney General needs to get on the ball on this too. The Justice Department is a black hole when it comes to FOIA. As I said, this declassification memorandum by the President is truly historic and great, but there's a lot more that needs to be done in terms of transparency. If I were the President, I'd follow up on this and bring in all the cabinet agency heads and say, look, you need to start releasing documents, err on the side of transparency, stop pretending to worry about deliberative process privilege, certainly about decisions that happened years ago, and start releasing these records to Judicial Watch. And we're not the only ones asking for records. Some media organizations are doing it. We represent media organizations like the Daily Caller News Foundation. Other reporters here in town asking for these records. And of course, we informally help people all the time asking for records.